டார்லிங் ஏசி திருவிழா இந்தியாவிலேயே மிக குறைந்த மாத தவணையில் ஏசி. Velamal feels proud to honor the physical education teachers with 5 cars and 15 lakhs.
MCR Pure Cotton Club, formals and casual shirts.
You know, acting and directing, in your brain, how do you see them? Do you see them as complementary processes, or do you see them as different work spaces?
Interesting question, because till I became a director with Lucifer, I always used to think of it and adopt it actually as a complementary process. Because I mean, if even before directing Lucifer, I had a filmmaker thinking inside me, and I multiple times you would have spoken to actors who will tell you, oh, he's very aware of the camera movements or the lights. So this filmmaker in me was always sort of switched on, and I used to think that that's complimenting me as an actor, which I'm sure it was. But ever since I've turned director and I've done that side of the process, I find it very easy now to switch off. It's strange, I know, but right now when I step out of my vanity van, I just want to know what the director wants.
As an actor?
As an actor.
Okay.
As a director, I'm never in the vanity van. So when I step out of my vanity van and I go to the spot, all that I want to listen to is the director telling me what he wants.
Okay.
So I very seldom even watch my shots on the monitor now. If the director says, okay, it's that for me. So now I find it very easy to sort of compartmentalize and switch off one side of me, which I think is a process or a phenomenon that's happened ever since I've become a filmmaker. I don't know why it's happened, but I've told this to many people, Now I find it easy to do that.
So do you think that has made you a more fluent actor?
I don't know.
As in the moment actor?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Because if you're saying earlier I was aware of all these things happening around me,
Yeah.
and now I'm just like focused on what.
Yeah.
So maybe you're more in the moment. I'm just wondering. It's just
Maybe
like,
I'm not. I don't know, because I'm not able to sort of analyze myself as an actor or a filmmaker that way. So I don't know, but I just think that it was tougher for me earlier to be unaware of the filmmaking process on a set. Now I just don't. I don't want to know.
Nice. There was, when you wrote that thing about all the checklists, this has been delivered, and I'm beginning a work in a new movie, and which we talked about at the beginning, and like all this is there. There was this comment underneath it. It said, "Hi Prithvi, please put a pause in directing violent movies portraying heroism. This new generation has been influenced by these movies and moving towards extremism. Please direct family-oriented movies, comedy movies portraying good message to society. We miss directors like Satyan Anthikar, Srinivasan, etc. This is my humble opinion and request." I just wondered if you had anything to say about it.
I mean, I don't know if my films adopt violence in a way, because I did Lucifer, then I did Bro Daddy. Now I'm only 3 films old. So, secondly, I just think that anytime there is a topic of conversation about any vices in society, cinema is, traditionally a soft target. It's very easy to just sit there and say, cinema should evolve, cinema should change and all that, because I also think people with profiles making these comments against the cinema industry, they're also relying on the fact that actors and cinema as an industry in general usually refrain from reacting. You don't anticipate an actor or a filmmaker to come out and say, no, you're wrong. So they also rely on it. But I just think, I'm not saying that cinema does not influence, but I just think that cinema is a soft target, which is why the first observation is always upon cinema.
Right.
Even for it's very weird, like when you go put your film to a censor board, you have to have the smoking warning, and then this video in the beginning of this, like a 1.5-minute video, educating the audience about the harms of smoking. Why? Because there's no cinema as a public medium. So 1.5 minutes of your runtime, beginning of the film and then beginning of the second half of the film, you have to dedicate to showing this public awareness video. Okay, then why does not primetime news have it? Millions of people are watching primetime news. Why are you not telling the channels that 1.5 minutes of their valuable ad time should be dedicated to public awareness videos?
Or these YouTube videos.
Why not Baradwaj Rangan interviews?
Yeah.
So it's just cinema. It's just, I think, is a bit of a soft target. I have a problem with it. I do, actually. But yeah, I mean, that's the system we are living in, and I hope the system changes.
Yeah. Woody Allen refused to release Blue Jasmine in India because he didn't want that. They said you have to do this. He said, you are desecrating my frame.
Yeah.
and I will not allow it.
Yeah.
And one of the worst experiences I had recently was when I watched The Brutalist on an IMAX screen.
I haven't seen the film. Yeah, I can imagine what must have happened. Yeah.
No, but the thing is, it was there throughout.
Oh my God.
Not even in the scenes where nothing was happening but people walking. It was like that. The
You
one.
know, it's an interesting thing because, say like the smoking warning or alcohol warning or whatever, violence against women warning. I've also noticed that when there's a scene, the warning thing is supposed to come on the particular shots that will have a glass of alcohol or something there, or somebody smoking or something. So sometimes when you cut away to the other shots, it disappears. Then it comes back, it again appears. That's very distracting. So even for my films, I tell my editor, listen, you know what, just leave it there for the whole scene.
Yeah.
So at least after about 5 to 10 seconds of watching the scene, people become unaware of it. But it is just, I mean, I can't get over the fact that you have to have it on the screen in a particular size and it has to be there in every shot. I mean, I just don't understand if that's doing anybody any good.
Yeah.
You know, if it's actually making a difference, then maybe I don't have a problem with it, but I don't believe it's making a difference. Yeah.
One actor I was speaking to about this, again, who was very angsty about this, said if they really want to make a difference, they should stop the sale of single cigarettes.
I don't know. I'm not a smoker, so I don't
yeah.
know how smokers think and what influences them. But I
You've
just
never smoked?
No, I'm not a smoker.
Not even like a try?
No, I hate cigarettes, and you know, I think I always hated my dad smoking, so maybe that's why.
Oh yeah, okay, that's
yeah,
a good,
maybe that's
yeah,
why I don't know.
yeah.
But you know, it's the thing is, I don't really think that the purpose is served. I'm assuming it comes from a good place, that put it on cinema and people will be aware of.
And it's a mass medium and all that. Yeah.
Cinema is not the only mass medium.
Yeah.
You know, will you have the guts to tell every news channel that before your prime time news starts, you have to now play this 1.5 minute long video, and every time, you know, there's a 30-minute break and you cut away to an ad segment, before you come back to the news, you have to play the 1.5 minute video again. Will you say that? You're not going to be able to say that because it's really expensive prime time airtime, right? I mean, cinema is also expensive. You know, it's also really expensive. The brunt is borne by just this one industry. That is a problem.
Yeah. You know, when you act in a movie like Aadajeevitham, it's a lot of time, there's a lot of physical effort, you're losing weight, you're doing this, you're stuck in that place for a long time for no reason because of, you can't get out of there, whatever it is. Is there one corner of your brain that goes, I've gone through so much, I really want a reward for this. I want some good awards for this kind of movie. Is that something that you
I'm going to sound like some kind of a monk when I say this, but I think I've done this long enough now, or maybe it's just my personality, that I really don't look forward to awards, if that's what you mean, and rewards. Yeah, if I get an award for it, great. I mean, the happiness, frankly, is momentary. The day you win the award, all the news channels will call you for a bite, and next day the newspaper headline will carry that, and the next day life is back to normal. There's no difference, but it's okay. It's nice. It's nice to have that. But as I have, I think, reached a point where, like, say, for example, Aadajeevitham, right? What was I really wanting from the film? Number one, that the film should be made the way it was always envisioned. That purpose got served. Number two, I really wanted to give my best to the film, and I wanted to make sure that when the film finally releases, people don't watch the film and think. I've said this before. My biggest worry was someone going up to Blessy and saying, you should have maybe cast somebody who was not so busy or something, who could have given more time to the film so that he could really invest himself more. I wanted to make sure nobody says that. Nobody, I think, will watch Aadajeevitham and say, oh, Prithviraj didn't put in an effort. I don't think anybody will say that. That purpose got served. I was hoping that people like what I do in the film and they like my performance. I'm assuming generally people have liked my performance. That's it. All that I wanted.
And the movie worked.
Obviously. I mean, that's the biggest thing. And what is it? The film should work. Millions of people across the world should come and watch the film. That purpose got served. That's it. There's nothing more I really want from the film. I wish it didn't get stuck in the middle of the pandemic. And we must have spent what is the budget of a Malayalam film for things outside the film for Aadajeevitham, which is sad, which should not have happened, but it's in nobody's control. Apart from that, I'm just really happy with everything regarding the film. And no, I do not expect anything. I have moved on now. It's just,
Right. No, I'm not talking, you don't sound like a monk at all. You sound practical. But are you one of those people who believe that the work is its own reward?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I've been doing this now for 25 years or something. See, at this point, you need to be able to wake up and be looking forward to going to set.
Yeah.
You know, the moment that sort of wanes off, I think everything is going to go on a downward spiral, which is the greatest lesson you can learn from these two legends in Malayalam. I'm talking about Malayalam because I come from that industry.
Yeah.
And I also had the privilege of watching these two men, go about their craft at a close quarters. Like, I keep thinking, nothing to prove. Like, it's not like Mohanlal and Mammootty are out there trying to prove to the world that they are great actors. It's okay. I mean, the world knows. Frankly, they have enough money for the next 3 generations to live comfortably. So what is it that's keeping them going? They genuinely love being on set. They absolutely love, they're excited with the prospect of doing something new, and the fame is beyond them now. They don't really care about the fame. Another 20 crore paycheck is not going to bring any difference to their lives, nothing. But they're just there because they love it. That's a lesson, that love, that flame should never die. And I hope it's well and truly burning inside me right now. I hope it burns forever. Yeah.
But Prithvi, I understand the fact that it's overall burning. You want to direct. You have a movie that you're promoting right now. You want to act in more movies. Vilayat Buddha sounds very interesting. But have there been brief periods where you have like that flame extinguishes a bit, as opposed to not forever, but like maybe brief, like maybe a week or something?
Sometimes, some unfortunate times, and every actor would have gone through
Yeah, that's
this.
what I'm. Yeah.
You join a film with your excitement through the roof, and you realize 3 days into shoot that, my God, I mean, this is something entirely different from what you've imagined is being made, and the process is completely opposite to what you thought it would be, and you absolutely hate what is going on around you. But as a professional, you're committed to stay there for the next 100 days and finish the process and see it through. Those times, it's very, very tough to keep the fire burning. There are so many films like that where I've then dedicated my entire time on set to learn other stuff.
Right.
Like, I'd be sitting with the editor, I'd be going and nagging the cinematographer, I'd be asking them, can I operate the second camera? All that. So maybe that's how I kept it going. But every actor would have gone through phases, especially at a stage in your career where you had much less control over your projects. Today, I mean, if things are going wrong, or if you think the process is not right, maybe you have enough clout to call for a meeting and discuss and converse and see how we can make this right. I've had at least 2 decades of my career where I was not able to do that. And even for the newer actors, I'm sure anybody you talk to, they would have 1 or 2 films where it's happened. Those days, the flame sometimes just really struggles against the wind.
When you, speaking of actors, you have this many actors in your, both Lucifer and in Empuraan, you have a huge star cast. Now, when you're, kind of making them do things against each other, how much of your own acting experience comes into that? Or does it come in at all? Are you just being a director then?
So, as an actor, I've basically acted out every character in my film, right? I mean, I've gone through an entire process of acting as Stephen Nedumballi. I've gone through an entire process of acting the whole script as Bimal Nair, and I've done all that. But I should also be aware of the fact that if there are 20 actors in my film, I don't want 20 Prithviraj, So I need to tell myself that. So the best moments of directing usually happens when an actor really surprises you in a nice way. Because you're set in your mind thinking, this is what that particular I want that actor to do in this moment. And you're thinking that because you have done that as an actor in your mind. Then you call for action, he or she does something completely different. And for a moment, you're like, cut. And you're thinking for a second, is that okay? Yeah, actually, it's not only is it okay, it's much better than what I thought. Those are like the real moments of happiness. And I've had so many such moments. But the idea is to be always aware of the fact that the last bit of the process belongs solely to the actor. The actor's interpretation of the character belongs solely to the character. You have to tell yourself as a director that you can't go in there too and then start dictating what you want. You have to be able to let go of the character that you have conceived at that last bit of the process. You need to trust the actor and give it to them. Or else, if it's not working, you have to cast another actor for it. You can't go to that actor's process and say, no, 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 I want you to change it. That, luckily, I've not had to have that conversation with an actor yet. All my actors have been wonderful in receiving what I wanted from them and then doing their own thing and making it truly their own. But me, even when I'm on set as an actor, I would really like that last bit of it to be my own, and for the director to be able to like let me do my own thing and trust me too with it.
Right.
I trust my actors. I have wonderful actors in my film, and if an actor, like say for example, a couple of days back, I mean, I'm already in the final mix of the film. My brother, who's playing a character in the film, called me and said, listen, I want to redub one thing. And I asked him, why? Because no, no, that day I remember you wanted me to say it like this, but I don't think that's working. I want to redub. I said, by all means, please, It's amazing that he thought of it.
Yeah.
He's amazing that
Like he didn't switch off and
that it ran in his mind, and he finally, before the release, he's calling me and saying, I want to. That's amazing. It's completely his, he's a wonderful actor, and so that I'm absolutely okay with. And I really hope my directors will be okay with that from me as an actor. Yeah.
Why do you think that actors, top tier actors in the Malayalam industry, get together so easily in a way that they do not in other industries? Because I'm sure there are egos and this and that and everything is there, but somehow you feel it happening easier in the Malayalam industry. I don't know.
I don't really know.
Am I looking at it from the outside? Is it the...
No, I don't really know what a reason is, but you're right. I mean, in the sense that, having said that, I also have to sadly observe the fact that the generation of actors that have come after me, I don't think they are so open to be doing a multi-starrer. Like, I don't think they are so okay about, maybe after Bangalore days or an Amar Akbar Antony, I don't know how many films have come where, multiple actors have shared equal screen time and, made like a buddy comedy or something like that. Maybe Mahesh's film, again, it's not a film where every actor has equal screen time or anything. It's just the project is very special, so every actor sort of lend themselves to a character.
Right. That's the one Mammootty and Mohanlal.
And Fahad and Kunjako and Nayantara and all that. You're right that actors informally get together a lot, because I think that the industry is much smaller, and maybe most of the actors, because of the geographical convenience, live in and around Cochin. So if there is like, if there is like 2-3 weeks off work and I'm in Cochin, I would definitely be asking, I don't know, like Dulkar and Fahad, hey, where are you guys? So like last week I met Fahad and Nazriya. It's been a while since I met Dulkar. So that happens. But in terms of work, I actually think we are veering away from our tradition of consistently coming up with multi-starrers.
Okay.
And I also know that the newer generation of actors are a bit reluctant for their own reasons to do it.
Right. So when you say that the last part of that should be left to the actor, that is the last portion of the performance or the interpretation should be left to the actor, we've all heard of directors who act out.
Yeah.
And you think that's wrong?
No, it's not wrong at all.
Okay.
So when a director is acting out, just look at it as his way of communicating what he wants to you.
Like a template.
Because he's not able to put that into words.
Okay.
I've had directors who are terrible actors act out to me, and I understand it's because they're not able to put it into words. So, but when they try and act out, I'm able to oh, right, so this is what you want. Their acting might not be the greatest, but you understand what they want. So it's perfectly fine.
Right. So I'm going to throw some quotes at you, your own quotes.
My own quotes?
Yeah.
I've made quotes?
Yeah.
Really?
I want you to explain them.
I don't even remember that I've made quotes.
Yes. We are a very cynical audience. It takes a lot to be accepted as an actor in Kerala.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just myself included. I'm a Malayali, so myself included. I think we sort of look at not just actors, anything new with a predisposed judgment of failure.
Oh, okay.
So we sort of, something new happens, we are thinking this is not going to work. And then, oh, it actually works, So I think we are programmed like that. I felt it a lot during Lucifer and all that. Till the first promos or the trailer or the teaser, etc. started coming, I could sense that everybody is thinking, right, biggest film in Malayalam. And, yeah, let's see what he is doing. And I think I can also sense it with Empuraan now. That's fine. That's okay. Yeah.
Failure is easy, success comes with baggage.
Yeah, that's something I really believe in actually. Because see, when you fail, there's a lot of clarity. Okay, you failed. Now what? Try again. Just try harder, do more. It's just one direction. Suddenly, when success happens, you have multiple options. You have multiple directions to take. You have multiple decisions to make. And a lot of people lose their way there. A lot of people lose track there. I've seen so many people lose track there. Success is difficult comparatively way more difficult to handle than failure. When you fail, everybody leaves. You're alone. You have clarity. It's just you, your conscience, your grit, and yourself. And this is one direction that you have to take. Success is a busy place. It's a busy place. It's so busy that sometimes you can't listen to your own voice. Yeah.
You're doing really well right now. So that busy place, is there also kind of doing some cloud formation in you, to use that term?
It's another quote that I've made that I remember because I've repeatedly said that I treat my success and failure the same way.
The same way?
Yeah, because I would like to, if I have the greatest of successes, yeah, there's a crew party, right? It's a success celebration. The next day I'm back to my own space. I'm not somebody who will celebrate the success of a film for 1 month. I'm not somebody who will hang on to that dopamine high of the success for too long. For me, if Empuraan releases on 27th and it's a grand success, I'll thank God for it. I'll be happy for it. I'll meet my crew and maybe have a meal with them. I think I'm starting shoot of my next film on 29th, I think. So,
okay.
Yeah.
2 days after.
I think so. Yeah.
There was a phase when there was a big anti-Prithviraj wave.
I think there still is actually.
There still is?
Yeah.
But really?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of people who hate me.
People would say, oh, he talks in English or something this, or he uses big words. This is like
It's so funny about this, me speaking in English. I would like to know how many actors, forget actors, how many people, how many human beings currently living in Kerala in my generation can read, write and speak Malayalam as well as I do. I would like to know that.
Actually, I've encountered this because there's lots of, in the Tamil film industry, when you go give somebody a script, they ask you to write it in English, the lines, because they can't read Tamil. And I'm like, I've always been surprised the number of people that can't do it.
Yeah.
But when that's, there's that huge wave that's happening and everybody's trolling and all, how do you handle hate?
So I used to handle it long back when I was very young and new and people hated me even then. Now I don't handle it anymore. I've learned to sort of believe that it's outside of me. And also see people who, not just for me, this is life advice to anyone from my side, that if you really are not able to figure out why are they hating on you, what did you do? Like when I was young, I used to keep thinking, what happened? Like, did I do something that's offended them? Did I personally hurt them, or has any action of mine sort of affected their life for them to be hating on me so much? I used to think all that. Then finally I realized, no. I mean, you didn't do anything. The hate is not born out of a cause. Then there's nothing you can do. As long as there is no cause to it, then there's nothing you can do.
But there's still that negativity out there in the air, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
like it's not something you want.
Obviously not.
Right, but
no.
So I'm saying you're rationalizing it, saying that you didn't do anything, but how do you keep it away from you?
I think I've lived through it for so long that I've developed a subconscious process now to be telling myself that there's nothing you can do about it, and believe me, if I have hurt someone or if I've said or done something that's hurt someone, I'd be the first person to say, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you.
Yeah.
People have worked with me. Sometimes, like when I'm directing, I've shouted at people and all that. And that day at Packup, I'll call that person and say, I'm really sorry. It was a spur of the moment. I should not have spoken like that. I'm sorry. I say this,
Yeah.
And that is across. I do that. I don't have any problems with that. But when you truly know that there is nothing you can do about it because you are not the cause of it, then just,
Yeah. What you make of me through an interview is pretty much what I am.
Yeah.
But you must have some hidden secret compartments.
I mean, there's a very close circle of mine within which there's only my wife, my daughter, and my dog. That circle I'm not going to let anyone in.
Right.
But that's a very, very tiny circle, like my deepest vulnerabilities and all that. other than that, what I am as a person is this. What you make of me from watching my interviews is pretty much what I am as a person. I mean, I'm not saying that I'll be the most consistent, righteous human being ever. As I grow older, I'll keep changing. As I get a better world view, I might evolve or devolve. I don't know. But this is who I am. Yeah. This is who I am. I'm nowhere near as interesting as the characters I play.
Okay. I am a very secure actor.
Yeah. Because, I truly believe that my success or my failure is not because or dependent on someone else. I don't think that somebody else has to fail for me to succeed. And that is actually the mantra of cinema industry, There's a really wrong conception that come that Friday, the other film has to do badly for your film to do well. No. All that you need to make sure is that your film is good. If your film is not done well, it's not because of the other film doing well. It's because your film is not good. So I've learned to look at it that way. It's me, my journey, and I'm not competing with anybody. I'm just competing with myself. And this is not a boisterous statement. When I say I'm competing with myself, I'm just trying to be better than my version of yesterday. That's it. Yeah.
Right. But how do you handle insecurity, as in, it may not be as much as what it is, but let's say you just talked about the generation that came next to you. So there are newer actors coming in, there are all that. How do you handle the fact that, yes, earlier it was me and my generation, now it's me, I have to compete with my generation and the next generation. Not compete in a bad way, but you know what I mean, right? It's like I have to be relevant, let me put it that way. And now another generation probably coming up. So how does that kind of play on your mind as to, or is it just like it all depends on the scripts that I choose and the movies that I make?
Absolutely, that's all that matters, in the sense that how many films as an actor can I do in a year? What, 3, 4? If I really push myself and decide I'm going to do films like Kurudi, and all that, 5, at best. I listen to 100 scripts at least every year. It's not like I can do every film that comes my way. And believe me, like, there are so many interesting scripts that have come my way that I know that I'm not going to be able to do this because of my commitments. And I've called up other actors and said, listen, listen to this thing. It's damn good, man. I wish I could do it, but I'm just committed. And this guy really has to pull this off before, let's say, maybe there's something that somebody wanted to pull off before the World Cup in Qatar got over or something like that. So many times I've called other actors and told them, I really think it could be a blockbuster. Listen to it. And I've done that. I don't know. I'm no longer thinking of other people. I'm just happy that my friends and my colleagues in the industry are all finding success, and I'm happy the industry is flourishing, and I'm happy that I'm part of that process and I'm part of that wave of great cinema that's happening. And that's it. I'm only concerned about my next film. I don't even want to think about what others are doing.
Yeah. And finally, anonymity is priceless. You realize it only when you lose it.
Yeah, it is. It really is, because I think the best things in life are often enjoyed under anonymity. And the nicest things in life are usually free of cost. But once you are in a sphere of work where you can't maybe, take your family and go to the beach one evening, or you can, but it would be a different kind of an experience. Or if your daughter says, can I go to the play area in the mall? You are not going to be able to accompany her. You'll have to send a nanny or someone maybe, and those are all little moments of happiness in life that lack of anonymity will take away from you. And that is what is truly priceless in life. A trip to Maldives, a meal in a 5-star, all that can be bought. Yeah.
Because I met an actor who said, but that is what we fight so hard to get. That stage is what we fight so hard to get.
Agreed.
So I can't really think about the...
Agreed. Yeah. Would I trade this life for that? No. Absolutely no. I love what I'm doing in my life.
Yeah.
I have no qualms in admitting that I'm doing something for a livelihood which I would probably be doing even if I'm not making a single rupee out of it. Yeah. And very few people can say that.
Yeah.
So am I complaining? No. Am I making an observation? Yes.
Yeah. Now, after the release of Janagana Mana, you said that I accept criticisms about my films. If a film doesn't appeal to you, I will try harder to make a film that appeals to you too. Mm-hmm. Do reviews matter to you? Now, I'm just not talking just about journalists, critics and all that, but today, like, reviews are everywhere, like as in, or it could be a tweet, it could be a whatever it is, right? Now, do they matter to you? There's one school that says that when I was making the movie, I didn't think about all these people, so yes, I mean, they're all going to have their opinions, but as long as I know that I did the best that I could, that's fine. There's another school that says, I make a movie for the people, so it's very important to listen to what people have to say. So where do you fall on that?
So I'll answer that question of do they matter to you with a hypothesis, you know? Suppose I have a film where every reviewer from Baradwaj Rangan to anybody with a mobile phone is called the film fantastic. It's a classic. And it just didn't work in theaters.
Okay.
And there's another film where you included have completely, you know, sort of said the film is terrible, but it's a super duper hit.
Yeah.
I'd always pick the second one.
Right.
Yeah. I'd always pick the second one. So that's how much reviewers matter to me.
Right.
Yeah. But having said that, it's lovely to hear like pointers and people coming up with constructive observations or criticisms on your film. And I'll try.
So
I
you
meant
engage
it.
with it.
Absolutely. I mean, I've listened to some really interesting criticisms of my films, my performances and all that. And I've actually tried. I've thought, okay, maybe I should, you know, I can make it better. Maybe that was something I missed. All that is fine. But is that what I'm doing, making films for? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I would rather all my films get bashed by reviewers, but makes 100 crores at the box office. I'd always have that because that's what I'm doing cinema for.
Yeah.
I'm doing cinema for lakhs and lakhs of people to come to the theaters and watch it. So someone else was asking me, does box office matter? That's the only thing that matters. Box office is the only thing that matters because what are you making cinema for? For people to come and watch your films in the theaters. And if people do that, you will have box office numbers.
Yeah. So, I mean, the rest of it is just gravy.
Everything else is a bonus. Like tomorrow, if I get a big award for Adajeevitham, it's only a small cherry on top of a lovely cake. That's it.
Yeah. And finally, Prithvi, if you could go back to the 20-year-old that debuted in Nandanam.
I think I was 18.
18. Yeah. I mean, but I think by the time it released,
Nandanam was my third release.
Yeah. So you acted in first, but it was your third release.
Correct.
But if you could go back to that person, what would you say?
It'll all be all right.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
There was a trauma there.
Because I was, not that I was some genius, but I was fairly good with my academics. You know, I mean, I wasn't somebody who flunked and all that. And my mom had spent quite a bit of money to fund my college education in Australia because I wanted to do the specific course and, you know, I wanted to have the experience of living alone in a country and all that. And I was doing fairly well in my university. And I was back for a summer vacation, and which is when I got offered this one film. So the idea was I do that film within that vacation time and go back. But what I did not anticipate was that even before that film released, even before any of my film released, I think because there was a dearth of young heroes in the industry back then, on the shooting location of my first film, I must have gotten at least another 6 to 7 film offers, you know, and big directors and big producers. So it was like a big decision for me to make, and for an 18-year-old, it's a huge decision to make. How do I not like sort of drop my studies or what is it? So I actually, I don't know if every foreign university has this, but my university had the option of telling them I want to take 6 months off and I'll rejoin the same semester, like in the next semester. I'd send that email, the university had agreed to it and all that. I should give credit to my mom for it. I finally mustered the courage to ask my mom that, you know, like I think I really like what I'm doing in like, cinema. So what do you think? Should I just drop and go back and finish my studies, which is another 2 years, and then come back and do it? My mom asked me, okay, so if you stop this and go back to your studies and you finish your degree, and 2 years later, when you come back, you have a film offer, will you do that? I said, I definitely do it. Then she said, then don't go, because maybe 2 years down the line, you might not have that offer. So I said, yeah, okay. So I should give my mom credit for it.
Yeah. I'm just going to leave you with one small manifestation that I'm going to do.
Okay.
I want Prithviraj Sukumaran to act in a movie by Girish Eddy.
Oh, I would so love it. What a fantastic filmmaker, man. I mean, great writer. I don't know him personally. I've never met him. I've never spoken to him. But my God, what a filmmaker. Like, he's one of the best we have.
Something about this combination is just like, you know, I don't know. I just
Girish to me truly is one of the finest filmmakers we have. Because it's just incredibly tough to make the kind of films he does.
Yeah.
And to get it right so consistently, he must be a genius.
Yeah. All the best for Empuraan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Darling ஏசி திருவிழா இந்தியாவிலேயே மிக குறைந்த மாத தவணையில் ஏசி. வேலம்மாள் feels proud to honor the physical education teachers with 5 cars and 15 lakhs.
MCR Pure Cotton Club, formals and casual shirts.